All right, so we talked already in the highlight video for this section. Okay, give me a second. In the highlight video for this section about, sorry. In the highlight video for this section, we talked about how there were two different ways to prove quadrilaterals congruent. I can talk. I promise you, you will make it through this video. Oh my God. It's such a short video too. It sucks. Okay, so we talked about how there were only two ways. You could do it by angle, side, angle, side, angle, or side, angle, side, angle, side. That's it, just two ways. So if you don't have those two ways, then it won't work. But part of the classwork for today is not just those two things. Part of the classwork is being able to figure out some of the in-between stuff. So, you have to kind of remember all the information you have about quadrilaterals so that you can take the best advantage of that information. So, they gave you on page 251, they gave you some problems, 2 through 10 even. That's what the classwork is for today, 2 through 10 even. If you would like, you can go ahead and pause and then try it yourself. It would probably be a good idea, because if you see me do problem number 4 and you go, I knew that, then it'll really make you feel a lot worse because you didn't take the advantage to go ahead and say you knew that ahead of time that you could have. However, if you do pause and you get it right, think of how good you would feel. So yeah, go ahead, pause. Let's see how you do. Won't take you but a few minutes. I mean, there ain't 5 problems. Come on, go ahead. Okay, my turn. So they tell you, and I wrote it easier for everyone to understand. They told you that gait is congruent to jump, which automatically means if it is congruent, that I should be able to go ahead and line everything up and fill everything in. So if it's congruent, then G has to be the same as J. So that would make this my 60 degrees. Okay. A has to be the same as U, which is already marked that way. T has to be the same as M, which is 105. And then we don't know what E and P are. Now, here's the thing. It looks weird, right? That's because they actually took this one and flipped it over to get that one. That's what happened. It was just a simple flip, and there you have it. So that's why they're congruent. That's why they look a little bit off. Things don't quite look the same, but it's okay. It doesn't have to look the same anyway, because they don't have to be drawn to scale. Doesn't mean that they are not the same. So GA is the first side of gate, and JU is the first side, so this must be 12. And then AT is the second side, and UM is the second side, so that must be 9. And then we don't know our third side, but our fourth side must be 14. So I filled in all the information that I do know so far. Go ahead and tackle this then. The measure of angle T, we said, was 105. The measure of angle E, we don't know. That's a little disconcerting, except I happen to remember that all the angles in a quadrilateral have to add up to 360. So I can say 360 minus my 60 degrees, that gives me 300, minus my 90 degrees, that gives me 210, minus my 105, leaves me with 105 degrees for the other side. I like it. Number 6, if the perimeter of gate is 40, then MP must be. MP is the one we don't have, so that's the one we don't have over here too. So if I start out with 40 and I subtract what we do have, which is 12, that leaves me with 28. And then I subtract the 9 that we do have, that leaves me with 19. And then I subtract the 14 that we do have, that leaves me with 5. So this must be 5, which means that this side must be 5. And makes our answer here 5. Not nearly as hard if you know that they are congruent. If they wouldn't have told me they were congruent, and if we did not line them up the right way, this would have been really hard and wrong. Okay, so for problems number 8 and 10, I'm just going to point at the book, so I'm guessing you can look in your book because you had to do them already. So for 8 and 10, they want you to state whether you can say that they are congruent. So I see that they have angle, side, angle, angle, side, because you know you got to read them around the circle. And that may all be congruent, but it is not one of our rules. So there is not enough information in 8. But for number 10, they have side, angle, side, and then using vertical angles. Angle, side, with side, angle, side, angle, side. So that means that they are congruent by side, angle, side, angle, side, which means I need to tell what they are that are congruent. And I wrote it down. I got the quadrilateral, because that's all you can call them now. Quadrilateral IHGF. What am I looking at? Is congruent to quadrilateral ILKJ. I would have wrote it out beside it, but I didn't have room because my numbers were in that spot. You'll be on. Okay. So, since that was the classwork for this section that was on page 251, homework. I'll write it. Homework. On page 251, numbers 3, 5, 7, and 9. You should rock that. I mean, I didn't have to work for you. Just saying. I'd go ahead and do it now if I were you. Get it over and done with. By the way, that ends this section, which ends this chapter, which means it is time for another test. Won't that be fun? So make sure you study for the test. There'll be a review, then you'll have your test. You don't get this extra practice day because we have 6 of these days. I'm trying to keep your test either on a Tuesday or a Friday. So adios. Have a good day. Bye.